Am I a bad queer for catching feelings for someone I agree to keep things casual with, and now being low-key resentful that they're sticking to the original terms? So I was like, wait a
Welcome
minute.
to summer. Welcome
Right,
to summer.
exactly. We both said we wanted something light, fun, no strings, but now I'm catching myself hoping they text first, rereading our conversations, and feeling a little sick every time they post a thirst trap, and it's not for me.
Mm.
I know I could say something, but I don't want to mess up the little we have. So instead, I just suffer in silence with a full beat on. That's funny. Uh, is it bad that I want more than I said I did, or am I just playing myself? Um, oh, Tyler. Mm.
Tyler.
You know, the terms are the terms.
This is Shana,
And Kris,
and we are bad queers. If you came out of the closet and got put in a box of stereotypes you don't belong to, then welcome to the Bad Queers
that
Club.
laughter in your voice. All right, this week in Queer Urban Dictionary, I have hetero flexible, which is defined as someone identifying as straight and heterosexual, but acknowledging that they occasionally feel attracted to or enjoy one off same sex sexual experiences. A deeper dive is, though similar to bisexuality and pansexuality, the difference with heteroflexibility is that a person maintains their identity of being mostly straight with rare instances of feeling attracted to people of the same perceived gender.
All right, my Queer Urban Dictionary word of the week is trans broken arm syndrome. So, trans broken arm syndrome is a colloquial term used to refer to a form of medical discrimination where healthcare professionals, either consciously or subconsciously, always relate a trans person's concerns or needs to their gender identity. My sentence is that this typically occurs when trans people, particularly trans youth, request or try to access medical care that's not related to their trans identity. And this was from Pink News.
Hmm, never heard of that.
Yeah, one of those gaslighting type statements. Mm-mm-mm. All right, let's move over to our category is. We're going to praise, pray, tell. Our first category is that Jewel Tice Williams has passed away. If you have not heard of Jewel and who Jewel is, you definitely want to go and do some research here because Jewel is a badass, okay? Absolute badass. So we're going to honor a true pioneer and beloved pillar of Black queer Los Angeles who passed away at the age of 86, was the founder of Jules Catch One, where she created a safe space where Black LGBTQ plus joy, resistance, and community could thrive. Jewel was more than a club owner. Alongside her wife and partner of over 40 years, Rue, she was a tireless activist, healer, and champion for HIV/AIDS care during a time when so many were left without hope, especially during a time that lesbians stepped the fuck up and did what needed to be done during the HIV/AIDS time. Together, they established Rue's House, and through her work with the Minority AIDS Project and the Village Health Foundation, Jewel touched countless lives with compassion, dignity, and love. Her legacy is a powerful reminder that safe spaces save lives and that radical self love and care are acts of resistance. In her own words from 2020, I would probably start with learning to love yourself. Look in the mirror every day and say, I love you just as you are. There's a universal plan for everybody's presence here on this planet. I just think that everything goes according to plan. The important part is you just being willing to carry out whatever you wish in the end. So, in honor of that, rest in power, Jewel. And this amazing tribute was from Out Magazine.
Rest in peace. Prayers to her family. 86 years is a blessing.
Absolutely. Especially during this time, especially being able to have a love for over 40 years and
Mm-hmm.
to build
Mm-hmm.
the community and support around
Yeah.
compassion and love that they were able to. Like,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Generations of folks that she created a safe space for.
Absolutely. All right. This next category is comes with a trigger warning because we're talking about war, we're talking about unaliving people, and we're talking about direct attacks on the trans community. So I found this story while I was scrolling through them's website and seeing some of the other articles that they had posted and found this story that happened recently and has not been talked about, at least enough. So in this category is over 100 trans inmates presumed dead after an Israeli airstrike flattened an Iranian prison. So there was an Israeli airstrike on Tehran's Evin prison that left 100 transgender inmates missing and presumed dead, as reported by the New York Times. Iranian officials said that at least 71 people were killed in the June 23rd attack, including 43 prison staff members and at least 4 other civilians. The strike took place during Israel and Iran's 12-day war, occurring the day before a ceasefire between the two countries began. The attack damaged 4 areas of Evin, including, as a human rights lawyer, Reza Shafaka told the Times, a trans inmates section of the prison, which Shafaka said was flattened. During a June 24th press conference held in Geneva, the UN Human Rights Office spokesperson Tamin Al-Kitan said that targeting a prison constitutes a grave breach of international humanitarian law. In 2019, Peacemark magazine reported that Evin Prison has a section known as the Transgender Ward on its 3rd floor with approximately 40 large cells, and each cell has 3 surveillance cameras but no beds. They state that when you go to the transgender ward, you can't even see sunlight. Coming from a trans woman who was speaking under the pseudonym Nora, who told the outlet, the human body needs sunlight. During my detention, except for the 2 times I was transferred to the infirmary with begging and pleading, I hadn't seen sunlight. So not only was this prison a terrible space to be, then to have Israeli forces come in and take out and flatten, as they've described in the news, this space, and for it to not be highlighted in the news in a large way. I can only imagine this isn't just like a small section of the New York Times, but the fact that this hasn't been pressing news that is discussed is also wild and surprising to me. Well, not surprising, unfortunately, but still wild.
It's horrible. And continued human rights violations. So by both countries. But
yes. And I want to recognize that my pronunciation was terrible, and I apologize for that.
You get not a gold star. I probably shouldn't give you a gold star for that, but good try. Good try.
Thank you.
I think it's good.
Thank you.
All right. This next category is
positive.
A change in vibe. The WNBA All-Star rosters are set. The game is in Indianapolis this season on July 19th, and they just had the draft yesterday. Was it last night or Tuesday night? At this point, I'm getting my days mixed up. I think it was Tuesday night. Yeah. Something. Anyways, this week, the 2 captains, which were the top 2 fan vote getters, were Caitlin Clark and Nafisa Collier, got to pick their teams and also swapped coaches. So this is a good looking roster for both sides. Caitlin picked Aaliyah Boston with her first pick, picked Sabrina, Asia Wilson, Satu Sable, Kelsey Mitchell. She actually picked 3 Indiana Fever players, which I thought was great. All of them. Gabby Williams, Sonia Cintron, Kiki, Jackie Young, Kayla Thornton, every Fever player. So that was great. Nafisa picked as her number 1 pick, Brianna Stewart, Alicia Gray, Nneka Agumake, Paige, Courtney Williams, Skylar. Did we ever find out Skylar's divorce? Like, whoa.
I'm pretty sure she's. Hold on. You keep talking.
Okay,
keep talking.
That's been very okay.
Because I feel she made it very. Well, she was like Skylar Diggins. So
yeah.
Right, you keep talking.
Okay. Angel Reese,
live Google.
Angel Reese, Elisa Thomas, Kelsey Plum, and Ryan Howard round out Nafisa's team. So
I found
this will be. Tell me in a second. They did swap coaches, so Liberty coach Sandy Bordello will lead Team Clark, and Cheryl Reeve of the Lynx will coach Team Collier. Any early guesses? I mean, the WNBA All-Star game is actually pretty competitive, so like it's not like obviously the NBA counterpart that's like they don't really try.
Yeah,
But these are really obviously stacked rosters.
very
Um,
stacked. Also, the part that I love about the WNBA one
mhm.
is the mic'd up part
Yeah.
because they're funny. Like Brittany, remember Brittany in the last one?
I
Talking all
don't
sorts of trash,
remember. I
making
don't
noises,
remember.
making sounds. Like it, they just zoomed in on Brittany Griner's commentary, and it was so funny and so unhinged the entire time. Like just trolling people up and down the court and doing live interviews as they're playing.
Mhm.
So the multitasking that happened with that as well was hilarious.
Yeah, they're always very entertaining. I'm trying to think between the two rosters, just like looking at them, like who has the edge?
Oh, I'm Team Collier.
Yeah, I mean it's a great roster.
Going with Team Collier. They just have the leadership
Mm-hmm.
on that team. They have the veterans. I'm going with the vets. Like it's a lot of vets
Mm-hmm.
that are there. Where it's like Caitlyn has a lot of the young talent on her
Yeah.
team, which is like
Yeah.
they're gonna go in there and they're gonna work and they're gonna do stuff. But I think the knowledge might be on Nafisa's team. Plus, it's also
Yeah.
Nafisa. She's just eating right now. So
She
to
is.
have her eating and Skylar eating on the same team, along with hold on, because there's somebody else I was very excited about for being on.
Alicia Gray, definitely.
I mean, also that, also that, which is some of the best
I hope
part.
Aja is healthy
Also
enough for
Brianna,
this.
also Paige,
Yeah.
Skylar, Angel, Alyssa, Kelsey. And here's the thing. Kelsey got slept on as well, like during this all-star pick, because Kelsey has like some of the top scores that are happening. I'm like, you have top scoring people, and then you put NECA, Angel, and Brianna in as your bigs. Like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
have fun, have
Yeah.
fun.
I
It's
mean,
gonna be
it's
good.
definitely going to be theirs to lose, but I
Hmm.
didn't think that the Lynx should have lost the Commissioner's Cup and they got spanked. So you just never know
Yes, but they
what's
did say the
happening.
people who have been losing the Commissioner's Cup since it started end up winning the championship at the end.
Mm.
So
Mm.
that is what's happened the last, like, I think what
They
it's
had
only
to
been
lose
around for
it.
3 years
Look,
or 4 years, and
they
that's
had to lose
what
that game.
they had to so that
They
they
had to
could
lose
thrive at
to
the end.
win. They had to
Yes,
lose to
but at the
win.
same time, Caitlin Clark did point out one good thing about how they make more money at the Commissioner's Cup than they do at the WNBA Championship, which makes no sense.
There's a lot of things that don't make any sense. Even the All-Star, like the boost you get or the bonus you get is like
Way bigger,
2,500 or something very, very small. And I looked up Kathy's salary, which they won't give online, but they put in the ballpark of like 3 million or something million, where I was like, pay cut. Um,
right?
please.
So hey,
So
girl.
hey girl, like let's we could cut this down. But I guess I'll just pick Team Clark just because you picked Team Collier. Um, yeah, it all depends on how if Asia plays. I know she what sprained her wrist or
It was
something
her
in the other game.
wrist.
They might keep her out, might not, either way, we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, it. I
Definitely
feel
a
like
lot
she
of
could,
young talent
as a
on that
funny,
team.
would come in and just play with her left hand and then be like, pass the ball and
Yeah.
then take her out in like the next play just as like a funny because it's
Yeah.
an all-star game. So they can do
Yeah.
those funny things.
I do wonder if Caitlyn goes off because this is a home
Mm,
all-star game,
hmm.
she could grow her legend by that, but and also turn this season around. I know she's been riddled with injuries, but some people love to make their name, have an all-star game that they can point back to. So who
Yeah.
knows? We'll see. We will see. But it's definitely, two very good teams and it should be competitive and great to watch. So that will be upcoming on the 19th. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Hmm.
Is
Also,
WNBA All-Star Weekend like it's funny because the baddies now go to that. The queer
hmm
baddies go. That's like a
hmm.
thing, just like how, NBA All-Star season is. So it's interesting when they have it in like cities where it's like
Oh,
it's Indianapolis,
this
no
is what I'm
shade,
gonna
but
be doing. All right. All right.
yeah. So, because last year was Phoenix, which, Phoenix is a great city.
No, Phoenix is
Um,
great.
it's Phoenix is a great city. Scottsdale is very fun, actually. Um, but I'm sure they'll have fun in
Oh, don't
Indianapolis.
worry.
But
They'll make it
yeah,
happen.
they'll
They'll make
make
it
it
happen.
happen. It's
Because if
growing.
there's
It's
one thing,
growing.
they are professionals.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
they'll make it work. Make it
Yeah.
a time. So yes.
Yeah.
And also to answer your question,
Oh,
Skylar Diggins
yes.
is
Yeah.
no longer married. She filed
Yeah.
for divorce from her husband, Daniel Smith. After 8 years of marriage, the divorce was filed in March 2025 with a stated date of separation starting November 1st, 2024.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. I wonder what happened. Who filed?
She did.
She did. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think so. Hold on. It said the divorce was filed. No, it says Skylar Diggins files for divorce. So yeah, she did
Mm.
it. She did it.
Mm-mm-mm. All right, Skylar.
She said, I went into those interviews and said what I said. Skylar Diggins.
I just love her intensity. She's just so fun to watch. And you know, here's for hoping. You never know.
Here's for hoping.
Here's for
Honestly,
hoping.
it's an opportunity.
It's an opportunity, is
It's
what
an
it is. That's
opportunity.
all it is. It's an
That's all
open
we look at this.
opportunity. That's all
It's an
it
opportunity.
is. That's all it is an
Just an
open
opportunity.
opportunity. Okay.
It's fine.
Plenty of room.
It's fine. It's an
Plenty of room.
opportunity.
Plenty of room.
Opportunity.
Plenty of room. If if she wants. Her choice. All right. Let's move on to Am I a Bad Queer? Our advice segment. Got something on your mind? Don't keep it to yourself. Send your questions to badqueers.com. Hit us up on IG at badqueerspod or email us at badqueers@badqueers.com. This first one is from Veronica. Veronica asks, am I a bad queer? I've dated a few women who were fresh out of hetero relationships or newly coming out, and every time it ends with them having an identity crisis or saying they're not sure about dating women long term. You're the person they're like, am I making the right choice? I know that's a part of the
Same.
journey and everyone's process is valid, but I'm tired of hearing being the first queer girlfriend who helps them come into themselves just to watch them leave me and date men again or go through a phase of deep confusion that I end up supporting. My friends say that I'm being elitist or gatekeeping by only dating women who've been out for years, but honestly, I just don't have the emotional capacity to be someone's sexuality coach anymore. Am I a bad queer for not wanting to be a part of someone's coming out journey when I'm looking for stability? Veronica. No, Veronica, I think you've served your time. Like you
You
thank
served
you
your
for your
time.
service.
You did the
Thank
community
you.
service.
Thank you, and yeah, sometimes you got to step out of the game. That's a lot to deal with, and it's a lot of things you've kind of personalized to yourself. Like this is something that would just happen in somebody's journey or process, and it's not uncommon. So it's not really about you, even though I sniggled about it, because it's happened to you a couple times. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to keep doing this. Like you could want to not date someone who is having to figure that out and being a part of that experience. Like I feel like it is like thank you for your service because some people will not at all within our community date anybody who's newly out or just out of a heterosexual relationship. And you have done this several times. So hopefully those folks have figured themselves out. If they go back to men, they might be bisexual, pansexual. So that's just again part of their queer journey. So I wouldn't personalize that to you. And yeah, thank you. Thank you for your service. You did more than a lot of other people really would. So
Hmm.
thanks.
Also, the part that you got to where it says that they go through a phase of deep confusion that you end up supporting, you don't have to. You don't have to do that. So, yeah, just,
Yeah,
close the
that's a
door,
choice.
put your out of office on, tell them you're no longer involved. Because, yeah, like Kris said, it is very much a choice that you decided to stick around and help the people. It sounds like you're a good person. You're
Yeah,
here giving them the benefit of the doubt. You're here to support them. But hey, you don't have to do that.
it's so brave.
You don't have
So
to do
brave.
that. Thank you for your community. So your hours are done. We've signed off on them. You are free to go.
Mhm. Yep.
All right. Thanks, Veronica. Okay. Our next one is from Anonymous. So I'm just going to name them Jones. So
Hmm.
Jones says, am I bad queer? My girlfriend and I are in our 40s. We have been watching this season's Queer Ultimatum episodes. as you do. I'm
Mm,
quickly
mm, mm,
learning
mm.
that my girlfriend, of many years, by the way, is incredibly old school in her thinking when it comes to the representation on the show. We are a stereotypical couple. I am more femme, and she is a stud. But the way she is annoyed by the femme for femme relationship with Haley and Pilar, and the she they couple with Kyle and Bridget, for nothing other than their relationship, and that's not how it should be. That was in quotes. It has really put me off. And I don't know if I should do something about it. We've had a great relationship overall, but I'm about to let this show, am I about to let this show pull apart my marriage?
Mm. Not y'all breaking up over the
Not the show.
queer ultimatum, but
Not the
also,
show.
woof.
Also, I like that it's like girlfriend and marriage.
Yeah.
We'll say that y'all are married. That's what we'll say. But you know, I don't think it should pull apart your relationship, but probably a conversation for y'all to continue to have because it clearly bothers you. And probably because you all just already fell into the stereotype of having a femme stud relationship, it probably never came up. I would assume that you all have friends that hopefully represent this, and that can be something that like you point out
Maybe.
to be like that, but also might be a good time to scan what you've been surrounded by this whole time and what signs have already been there because I don't think it's the first time that this person has probably expressed these thoughts, especially if y'all have been together for many years. But is this like truly, is this the thing that you want to have your marriage fall apart on? Do you want to
Yeah,
stand on that high horse?
this is probably not the first time they've expressed some repressive views.
Yeah. It's probably like small commentary that they've done before and not so much as you're sitting and watching
That's
and
blatant.
then you just say it and you're like, "Oh, that's a problem." But that's a
Yeah, they said
conversation. Have the conversation. Same in the space that you just had to intimately watch the Queer Ultimatum. Have a conversation just as you would in your home about the comments that were made.
yeah. Yeah, I would just want to investigate why does that matter? Why does that rattle her, shake her to her core to see that?
Yeah.
Like it's very weird to get like either disgusted or dismissive of that. Yeah, and just yeah, see what else she has views on because you might
Mm-hmm.
peel back that onion and see that maybe y'all aren't y'all have grown apart or it's always been there and you ignored it.
It could
So
be that.
and what you want to do about that because yeah, well, I don't think if y'all are married or whatever it is, I don't think that's something to leave someone over, but it also probably leads to other views that you may or may not it may not align with. So yeah, conversations to be had there.
Yep.
All right, I hope that's helpful.
And I was like, good luck.
Uh this last one is from Tyler. Tyler says, "Am I a bad queer for catching feelings for someone I agree to keep things casual with and now being low-key resentful that they're sticking to the original terms?" So I was like, wait a
Welcome
minute.
to summer. Welcome
Right,
to summer.
exactly. We both said we wanted something light, fun, no strings, but now I'm catching myself hoping they text first, rereading our conversations, and feeling a little sick every time they post a thirst trap, and it's not for me.
Mm.
I know I could say something, but I don't want to mess up the little we have. So instead, I just suffer in silence with a full beat on. That's funny. Uh, is it bad that I want more than I said I did, or am I just playing myself? Um, oh, Tyler. Mm.
Tyler,
Oh, the terms are the terms. You can have another conversation.
you could,
You
yeah.
do risk losing the little you have, which
Hmm.
may be a risk you want to take because maybe
Yeah.
that person feels that way. I don't know how much you can read into y'all's interactions, but the terms are the terms. And things change all the time. Like your feelings are valid. You just have to be ready for that person's feelings not turning or being as strong for you as you are for them, or even that they do have strong feelings for you, but they might still want to keep things casual. They might not want anything exclusive. So, oh, Tyler, hmm.
Tyler.
Oh, I would kind of just ride out the summer and just see how things go.
Hmm.
Uh, There's not enough to see if you could get any insight in how they feel unless you have a conversation with them. And like I said, that can lead to that person backing up and being like, "Oh, I don't want to keep, being physical with someone who has clear feelings for me." And that's just a risk you take. I don't know. It's up to you. You could keep the little you have, or you could risk it for something bigger. That's just how gambling works,
Yep.
you know. So,
Yeah. It's like it's one of those things where you get to the beginning of summer with like a bunch of really good intentions to just be out here in these streets and doing what you want. And then you meet somebody great. Tale as old as time
mhm.
when it comes to dating. It really does. But it's always good to have like a little check-in conversation. You never know. You could renegotiate the terms of the contract that
Always
y'all
can.
somehow wrote. And yeah, like Chris said, it is a gamble to do that. So be prepared to possibly have your feelings hurt and for that person to just be like, no,
Yeah.
I'm good. So it's either this or not. And so I think you need to be prepared to say, like, are you okay if she walks away? Like, are you prepared for her to possibly walk away? Are you prepared for her to say that I only want the relationship to stay as is and you can move forward with that? Or if you can't meet those terms, are you prepared to walk away? Those are all things for you to think about, my friend,
Hmm.
before you have that conversation. And make sure you have a clear answer because then you will be more prepared for that conversation. You can stand 10 toes down on any of the stuff rather than just like caving into whatever that person wants if it doesn't align with what you want.
Those terms, I tell you,
Yo,
those terms and
it's
conditions,
in
the
the small
T's and
print.
C's,
That
the
small
T's
print.
and C's, that small print will get you, you know? Mm. All right. Well, hoping for the best, Tyler.
Good
Uh,
luck.
good luck.
Good luck.
That's it for this week's Am I a Bad Queer? Send your questions to backwards.com. Hit us up on IG at backwardspod or email us at backwards@backwards.com.
All right, what type of backwards will we be if we didn't have unpopular queer opinions? I was like, Chris and I struggled this week for our bad queer opinions, so we're just
I
gonna have
know,
little conversations
scraping.
with y'all. So we're just, I'm just checking in on a little community note. We've gone through Pride now. We've had the Target boycotts. We've moved on to other stores for more boycotts. We've making sure that nobody's spending money on the Amazon Prime deal days and our rainbow dollars just going in places. How is it going? How are the people doing with the Target boycotts? I had to go in. I will be honest. I had to go in one time because I was 100% out of my cat's food in the area I live where I have to go get cat food is out of the way. And the Target was down the street from my gym. And I was like, it's a necessity. My cat will starve. So had to go in there, but saw their very, 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 very small one pillar corner of their Pride section and said, oh,
Mm.
you still tried to put something out? Why? Once y'all got
Mm.
rid of all of the people that you were partnering with who actually made good Pride stuff, why? What can you imagine the person that was at work and they came in and said, "Hey, can you pull the Pride collection together and have it on my desk by tomorrow?" Like that's what it looked
And it
like.
it was absolutely under 24 hours, I'm sure. But they probably definitely rolled it out for the big cities. They were like, Chicago, keep them on the list. We gotta keep the big cities happy with
Chicago
it.
was like, "Tuh." They
Yeah.
walked by that and
They
looked
gave you a
at,
slither.
"Tuh, tuh." Leave it at this. But yeah, but I mean, I am glad to see that the boycotts are working.
Mm-hmm.
The foot traffic down, the dollars down,
Mm-hmm.
showing people that we are serious and that we do, especially as Black folks, especially as queer folks, and especially the intersection of those things. Uh, Y'all forget that we do have real big spending power.
We do. Yeah. And Target was like, I guess the lead one that black folks got behind.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure it'll branch out to other things. And you could just really honestly, if you're not doing it already, just, start your partial boycotts of things or withholding your spending. People, I saw somebody point out like, oh, yeah, y'all are boycotting Target, but there's still Walmart, there's still Amazon, which is like, no, we get to them too.
Mm.
So,
Don't worry.
it's a
Yeah.
rolling thing. Like it's just, spending less or spending more intentionally, which we've talked about before. So, don't If you can, don't do it.
Hmm.
And the whole goal was to show Target, like Flex, was to let them know if we wanted to, like Target, we built you up these last 10 years, especially black people, but black queer
Hmm.
people and minority. Just and Caroline Wanga used to be their DEI person over there, who's now the Essence person, which that's a whole thing. Speaking of corporate dollars.
Ooh. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah. Preston
yeah.
did a whole thing on that. I saw that.
Very interesting. Very
Mm.
interesting. Um, But yeah, we built that. We did that. We did that. So we could take that away, as easily. And, we'll continue to, again, roll this out to different things. I saw a lot of people in the first like month or two of this year saying, oh, it's not working. It's not working. And it's like, no, these are extended boycotts. Like this is to change buying behavior and spending behavior. And I think it's working. And once you see it work for Target, then again, it's a rolling thing. So like, I saw that Prime Day traffic was down 41% on the first day. Like, because people are like, I mean, Amazon is obviously everywhere and people still use it. But again, flexing the power of like, who gives a fuck about Prime Day? And Prime
Hmm.
Day does have great deals. But it's like, is it worth buying something from them? Especially during the Prime Days to like justify how they act and how they treat their workers, how they treat the
Hmm.
environment? No. So I like that we're seeing the results and people are like, "Oh, wait, okay, we could do this. We could do this. We could roll this out. We can, you know, really use our buying power and all that and spending power." So, yeah. You went in, you were scared. I haven't been in a Target in a while. Even before this boycott, I was just doing just curbside pickup because I don't
Hmm.
like going in stores. But it's probably got to be funny as a black person going in Target during a boycott. Like, did you
Oh
see any
yeah.
other black
And
people?
well,
Did y'all
it's
make
well,
eye
yeah, because
contact?
where I went is on like the blackest street in because first of all, I live in Southside Chicago, so it's black anyway. And then the
Hmm.
street I'm on is basically majority black owned businesses,
Hmm.
and then like Target and Comcast and a couple other random spots in there. So it was like really funny when I went in because it was only the older black folks that were in.
Yeah,
And then it was like, and then
that
me.
line,
And
that
so it was
tracks.
like, I went there, and plus it's next to a campus. And so I was like, oh, yeah, students will still come in here. Like, I saw a couple
Yeah,
students and things like that. But it was like, I walked in and I'm like, in my head, I was looking around like, I just need cat food. Like, that's just, it is the easiest spot to
in
get
and
it
out. You're like, I'm not
in
looking
and
at
out.
anything else.
I'm not looking at anything else. I literally came in, got my cat food, walked out because I was out
Mm-mm-mm.
and I had a busy day and couldn't get anything else and didn't have time to get anything delivered before my cat would be pissed off at me. And that was it. And the only times I have really gone were out of like necessity of needing that because where I usually get the cat food is just out of the way. And
Mm-hmm.
some days I'm like, I can't make it.
Mm.
This is what I gotta do. But it's like compared to the amount that I used to spend at Target, like I was that person going and doing those like $200, $300 hauls that like I
Mm-hmm.
walk in and I'm looking at my basket, like, how did we get here?
Right.
And now I just walk in and I'm like, I'm so mad at you. So I'm literally just gonna come in here, pick this up, and leave. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how dare you,
Yeah.
Target? And it makes me sad. It does. It does indeed. And I
Funny.
know, like,
Somebody,
we've talked
somebody
about,
in the Chicago area is gonna get a photo of you, and
no,
if
truly,
they want
they're
to
gonna be
send it,
like, you're in it
if
again.
they want to send it to
You're in
me,
it
I'll
again.
I'll put it up. I'll put it up.
I have already admitted to what I've done.
Spotted.
Okay? Already
Yep.
admitted it. Already admitted, and that's what it is.
And
So,
that's real. Like it's again, if you can avoid it at all, that's absolutely recommended. But there's going to be times that you buy from,
these
one of
places.
these terrible places, or
Hmm.
that some people do, So,
Yeah. It's
yeah,
like that's the thing. It's like I've ordered from Amazon recently. I have ordered from these places recently. Why? Because that price compared to the places I wanted to get it from was like
yeah,
astronomically different. And I'm like, nope, gonna do that. Renovations are expensive. Here's how we're doing it. But then it's like
yeah,
I made sure to look, and the Google Images search honestly saves so much because I'll be like, "Pff, I'm gonna order from over here then. I'm gonna do it from
yeah,
over here then. I don't need to. I only get the stuff that's like necessary now, or that it's like such a price difference that I'm like, all right, my wallet needs it. But it's true. Like we've talked so much about how we can't boycott everything.
hmm,
This is a very valuable one and showing them how much power we have and how much
yeah,
influence we have, and talking about all of the places that we would have to boycott that supports that supports our identity, that doesn't support our identities,
Mm-hmm.
and what that would look
A
like
lot.
as well. And it's just so much.
Yeah.
It is so
That's
much.
pretty much
So
everything.
I'm like, keep it going and know that this is going to ebb and flow, ebb and flow, ebb and flow
Mm-hmm.
consistently. So if you do feel like a bad queer because you have set foot in a Target or ordered from Amazon, it's like, it's gonna happen. And continue to try and see what you can do outside of that. And if it's necessary, or you're like, this is just what I'm gonna do, just stand 10 toes down on it and go
Yeah.
from there.
And limit your
Really.
purchase.
Yeah, like limit the
Yeah, just
purchases,
buy
do the
one thing,
things.
get out of
Yeah.
there and all that. Like they have very good prices for diapers. So if I have to, I'll buy it from there. But I try not to now and I use them less.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's just how we got to go about things. So,
How we go.
but we're
How we do
doing
it.
good. I think we're doing good. We'll spread it around and
I
say
was like,
who's
I'm very
next.
proud that it has stayed consistent and it wasn't like one of those, okay, we did it for the X amount of days that we set and now we're back
Hmm.
shopping. It's like, oh no. As people said, it's like it takes that amount of time to create new habits, and people started to
Hmm.
realize where else they could get
Things
their
from.
items from. And
Hmm.
I think that's such a key and major piece of this is to show where else you can go and buy your things and where else
Hmm.
you can make your purchases or buy your groceries and purchase your clothes and all of that. So it's good to be able to show people that we can shift that behavior.
Yes. And scare other businesses because on the
The number
flip
one thing.
side, Costco's numbers through the
Through
roof.
the
So it's
roof.
just like the people who do fuck with us,
Up.
plentiful, boundless amounts of money.
They said, go
We're
ahead and
gonna
get that
support
stock.
them.
They
Yeah.
said, go ahead and get that
You
stock. It's
know?
looking good.
Exactly. So, it's
And you can order
showing the
Costco
power.
through Instacart
You
as well.
can
Even
now.
if you
They
don't have,
have.
even if you
Hmm.
don't have a Costco membership, you can order Costco through Instacart. So just so you know, in case you were
Yeah,
wondering,
that's huge.
in
That's
case
a
you're on
huge
your
thing.
end.
And also, if you're executive member, they'll let you shop like an hour before anybody else gets in. So they're upping they're like, well, thank you for all this new influx of money and profit. We're going to make it more accessible to people. So to
Mm-hmm.
show the differences where it's like Target down, Costco up is just you flex so the other companies start to obey. Because I would
Yep.
imagine at some point they're going to get, I hope that they get burnt out by this administration and their bipolar tariffs and they're just
Mm-hmm.
random changing of things where it's like we should probably just stick with the people who will support us if we support them and yeah, not listen to this administration. Like again, like it's if we can hopefully get them out in 4 years because God knows they're going to try to stay longer. That's a limited amount of time. You don't want to fuck up a relationship like Target has
Mm-hmm.
forever just because you were trying to abide by a one administration. So up to
Yep.
y'all.
Up to
All
y'all.
right. Well, mine's quick. I don't have a bad queer opinion. I'm just letting folks know I'm gonna do the Love Island thing. I was horrified to learn that there are like 34 episodes. There are like multiple episodes a week, which and it's 1 hour. And that did horrify me. But it also is supposed to be done July 13th. So then I'm just gonna binge through. I usually like watching reality shows live with everybody so I could get in on this commentary. I've seen
Mm-hmm.
so many things from this season. But yeah, 34 episodes. Like, God damn. Like that's a lot, but I'm gonna do it. So just letting people know, and I'll report back on
I'm
these
so excited.
4 million episodes that they have. I was like, God
Yep.
damn. It's on
Because y'all,
every
here's the
day.
thing. I'm not watching it. So
I know
we get
you
to
you
hear
set your boundary. You're like, well, I'm not gonna watch it, but
we get to hear Chris's
um,
perspective. And y'all know I usually do the perspective side of things. So now we get to hear Chris's perspective and Chris's run through of what this show looks like. And I am very
mhm.
excited for
Yeah, you got
you
Survivor.
to
You
take the
got Survivor
stage.
you have to get
Oh,
in on,
yeah,
or
that
you
one.
signed a deal with Survivor, which is like your speed
I
because I'm
signed a
not
deal.
watching Survivor. Yeah, you signed a deal.
I signed a
You signed
deal.
a verbal agreement.
Uh,
But yeah, so and then that Erica Mena show is also on the radar. So we're gonna go through some
yeah, we're gonna get
reality
through some
shows.
stuff.
Yeah,
We're gonna watch some
there's
stuff.
things to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all message us
So
and see if there's any other things that you want to watch. We're not going to 100%
mm,
guarantee that we'll watch all of them, but we'll do our best to start watching some things and tell y'all how we feel about it because we
yeah,
did have fun with the Queer Ultimatum recaps. Seems like y'all liked it too. Thank you for watching and supporting. If you haven't watched and support, go ahead and do that. But
rush
yeah,
that season.
it was a good time. It felt like
It was a good
watching it with
time.
y'all.
It's quick time.
Quick.
Quick.
We did move quick. Yeah.
Yeah, they move
Yeah.
quick. but
Yeah,
you know,
Brutus.
yeah, I don't
Yes.
even know I think if I had researched Love Island and saw that it was this many episodes, I probably
You
would have
wouldn't have
shut the
committed.
fuck up. I probably would have shut
Here
the
you
fuck up.
are.
But the advantage is that it's ending in just like because Married at First Sight has like 30 plus episode seasons.
Hmm.
Like some things you could legitly kind of fast forward through. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I'll see if it's a little slow or they have that filler shit where they're like either too much in the recap or they're doing too much like frivolous shit. I'll rewind it through. So I'll just get through it. I'll get through it. It's
You got this.
just
I believe in you. I'm so interested to see how long it takes you to get through it and how
I
like into
know.
it you get, or if you're
We'll
like
see.
fighting your way through it. I'm
I
very,
know.
very
'Cause
interested to see
people
how
love
this
it.
works out
And
for
I'm
you.
like, what if I'm not people? Like, what if I'm
Right.
like, this is y'all?
Uh-huh.
So
At least
we'll
make
see.
it to the Meg the Stallion episode and then
That's all I'm going to, at least.
yeah.
Yeah, at least. That's gonna be the turning point on whether I
Yeah.
continue. So,
That's
but
fair.
I mean, again, outside looking in, obviously there's something every week with this show that blows up. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm sure it's entertaining. So,
Yeah.
and
I
if
mean, the
Love is
watch party
Blind
is
is
alone.
entertaining, I know it's like I mean, it's huge, obviously. So give it a shot. So I'll report back. I'll
Yes,
report
please
back.
do.
Mm,
Please do.
mhm.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap up the show, but we would never leave you without giving shout outs to our faves. My shout out this week goes to the book, The Rainbow Ain't Never Been Enough, on the myth of LGBTQ plus solidarity. This was written
Mm,
by Kaila Adia Story to dispel the myth that the rainbow should be viewed as a symbol of eternal communal solidarity because solidarity is sadly lacking.
mm.
So you can order the book. You can follow Kaila at Doctress, TRESSS story. So the S's are included. Doctress story.
Gotcha.
And buy the book.
Yeah. All right. Well, my shout out is to a friend of mine, Lee, who recently had me on their podcast, the Culture Decides podcast, which is a Black queer podcast about music reviews, interviews, and commentary. I recently guested on her podcast to discuss Kanye and Drake turning into incels,
Mm-hmm.
and then a larger discussion about the fall of Young Money, which was really very timely. They are crashing out.
Yep.
Check out the episode and follow the pod on IG and on YouTube at The Culture Decides.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Take care.
Me again. Can we talk about things? I'm sorry that I'm